Hello everybody and warm welcome to my channel Tarot by Izabela. I hope you're all doing great and I'm very happy to see you here today. Today's video will be a highlight video for the country of Spain. But before we begin, I just must thank you all wonderful viewers for all of your support to this channel, for all of your comments, for your sharing, for your caring, for coffees, for everything to do. It's highly appreciated and it helps a lot to continue doing more videos. I also need to give a little scam warning since unfortunately this channel have been targeted by some scammers. So please do not answer to any emails that comes from me in case you should be contacted by anyone that uses my profile photo. I never contact you first. I never ask you for anything like money, favors, whatever. These are all scammers. In case there is a contact, it's always when you have contacted me first through the correct email address, and you will find it down in the description. So always check in case you should be contacted by anyone that pretends to be me, that it is the correct email address as it is below. If it differs from a number or a letter, it's not me. Then it's a scammer. I don't have any Facebook account and I don't do any personal readings. So in case you should find a Facebook account with my profile number and name or photo, it's not me. They are scammers. And I also have a Rumble channel and you will find the correct link down in the description. And I also have a Telegram group, and the correct link to the Telegram group you will find down in the description. And this Telegram group is an international Telegram group. We post in English since we are people from all around the world, and it's mainly a kind of news channel where we can post the latest news, what happens in our countries or all around the world, since the mainstream media has not done its job so good. So we need some alternative way to spread news. On this Telegram group we can also share experiences, give each other tips of healthy living, spirituality, and sometimes I also do some short reading on a question or something like that. So you are welcome, and in case you post anything in another language than English, make sure that it has a short description in English or the title in English. And in case it's a video that has no English subtitle or English talk language, then it's not suitable for this channel. At least an English subtitle or the video is in English, since the information should be available for everyone in the group, not just a specific country. Well, what about Spain then? In front of me I have a small map of Spain. This I'm gonna use in case I see some place or area, so I can easily pinpoint out where in Spain that vision or that thing that comes up could happen. But I also want to read some short facts about Spain that could be interesting to know before we begin this reading. And the reading I will be doing it with my crystal ball, tarot cards, some oracle cards and dice. So let's begin now the reading with the short facts about Spain. I have some papers here. I just have to take them out. And I'm going to read some short facts. Let's see here. What can we find about Spain here? Yeah, Spain is a country in the southwestern Europe on the Iberian Peninsula. Spain shares borders with Portugal, Andorra, France, and UK with Gibraltar. And also with Morocco, as The two Spanish enclaves, Ceuta and Melilla, are located within Morocco. And Spain is the fourth largest country after Russia, Ukraine, and France. Spain not only occupies land area on the European mainland, the Balearic Islands, Formentera, Ibiza, Menorca, Mallorca in the Mediterranean Sea belongs to Spain, as well as the Canary Islands in the Atlantic Ocean. And the population is more than 48 million people. And they have parliamentary monarchy. Spain is the second most visited country in the world after France. And Spain was occupied by the Moors for over 800 years. The Moors arrived in Spain in the year 711 up to 1492, and they left a lot of cultural influence on the country that can still be seen today. And the Spanish Inquisition started in 1478 and wasn't abolished until more than three and a half centuries later, 1834. So until 1834, the Spanish Inquisition continued. Spain has nearly 8,000 kilometers of coastline, and it's known for its turquoise water, wild calves, rolling waves, sands, volcanic beaches, and so on. In Spain, there is a bar or restaurant for every 175 people, which makes it the country with the most bars and restaurants per capita. And Spain is the home to the only desert in Europe, and it's called Tabernas Desert, and it's in the north of Almeria. Spanish is not the only language spoken in Spain, even if it's the official language. Co-official languages are spoken in 4 of the 17 autonomous communities. We have Euskera in Basque Country, Catalan in Catalonia, and Balearic Island. Spanish, Catalan, Valenciano, Galician comes from Latin. Euskera, on the other hand, is of unknown origin. This language, spoken by mostly 750,000 people from northern Spain, is not related to any other living language, or therefore is considered to be the oldest isolated living language in Europe. Spain didn't participate in World War I nor in World War II. And Spain is a big producer of olive oil. Spain is said to have the most olive trees in the world, and 40% of the olive oil in the world comes from Spain. Over 437 million people in the world speak Spanish as a native language, and it's make it the most spoken language in the world after Chinese. Another interesting fact about Spain is that it has the second longest life expectancy at birth after Japan. It's also predicted that it will overthrow Japan into second place by 2040. And they say it could be to do with the Mediterranean diet. And most Spanish people don't like bullfighting, and it has been banned from the Canary Islands and Catalonia. But still, there are some bullfighting in Andalusia and Madrid. Yeah, and in Pamplona, there is a festival called Running of the Bulls, when they release bulls among 20,000 participants, and people run for their life, and the bulls run down the street. And it's some kind of way to show bravery. And Spain is known for its flamenco dance. In Andalusia, in many towns and villages, people dance flamenco for special festivities. Some of the best flamenco dancers are said to be Romani people, gypsies, gitanos in Spanish. And it's said that the gitanos arrived to Spain in the 15th century and still conserve their own language and traditions. And the Spanish people love to chill out. And they like to take it a little bit easier than other nationalities. And many of you have probably heard about siesta, nap hour, in Spain. Nowadays, especially in big cities, aside from toddlers or the elderly, people don't really sleep during siesta hours anymore. However, some shops and establishments still close at its time 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. to have lunch and get some rest. And dinner usually happens around 9 p.m. And Christmas is a special time of year in Spain. In preparation, kids write a letter to the 3 wise men who arrive at the 5th of January, riding camels in the middle of a spectacular parade. Before going to bed, kids leave them milk and cookies. Later on that night, the 3 wise men come through the window and leave presents for the good kids and sweets and coal for the naughty ones. And there is no tooth fairy in Spain, as the job falls to a sweet little mouse called Ratoncito Perez. He comes during the night and trades the teeth under the pillow for candy. At New Year, you are supposed to eat 12 grapes. There is a fun and unusual tradition which followed during the New Year. The tradition is that one must eat 12 grapes when the clock hits 12. The rule is to eat 1 grape every time the clock makes a beat, which in return will bring good luck for the next 12 months. And Spain is also very known for the big festivals of all kind. And one special festival is called Tomatino. And it's a biggest annual food fight in Spain. Every year the Tomatina festival takes place in the month of August in the town of Buñol, Valencia province, and the purpose of the festival is to throw over 100 tons of tomatoes at one another for 1 hour. And don't be worried to see a nude person sunbathing on the beach, because nudity is actually legal in Spain. But you will not see nude people in shops or restaurants walking around. They are more on special areas on the beach. And they have many naturist beach around Spain. And most people, they stay there. So that was some short facts about Spain. Of course, there are so much more to talk about Spain, but that would take many hours. So let's concentrate on this reading. And before we start, I also need to concentrate for a few moments on my crystal ball. And after that, we'll see what can come up for as highlights for Spain. Just give me a few moments and soon we start the reading. For the country of Spain. Okay, glasses on. And let's see what we can find. España. Spain is not so famous for its having earthquakes, but around Sevilla, up there, Merida, and on the border to Portugal, there could be some earthquake activity in that area. And I see 2-3 months or 2-3 weeks, something like that. And people will be a little bit terrified. And I don't see as massive earthquakes with many people lost, but still it could be quite scary. Even if a lot of Spanish people are quite chill out, mañana, mañana, take it easy, something will happen during the coming months in Spain. More and more people are gonna wake up to things that have been done to them. And I see more and more manifestation, a lot of people on the street. Recently, there have been a lot of people on the street, but still, that is a fraction of what will come. I also see the Spanish king with his family. They will have to leave the country for some reason. And it's like it will not be safe for them there. Lot of protest against political leaders. Yeah, and I hear people booing and shouting and being very angry on some politicians. Could be the coming year 2024. Some big festival will be cancelled in Spain. And that is very rare since the Spanish people love their festivals, and it must be something very big to cancel a festival that is loved and cherished by many. But a big, well-known festival will be cancelled next year. On the southern coast of Spain, Marbella, Malaga, Almeria, that coast, I see militaries with these military boats coming, and they are going up on the beach, and I see a lot of military people in heavy gear jumping out from the boats and on the beach and into special different areas around that coastline. Some places in the inland of Spain, not the coast side, around Madrid, maybe in some mountain area. The evil ones, or bad people, want to cut off a lot of Spanish production. Could be eggs, could be meat, chickens. They want to spread some kind of disease to cut off that production. And but a lot of the Spanish farmers will be quite awake, and it seems like they will catch some of these bad guys that want to spread this disease. And it will be quite outrageous. Yeah. People will be extremely angry, even if it's mañana mañana temperament. But Spanish people also are very hot-blooded, and when it's war, it's war. When it's love, it's love. When it's siesta, siesta. So they will react very strongly to that. Mhm. On the border to France, could be that some French people will pass over the border for a period of time, seek some kind of refuge, protection for something that happens in France. But they will return later on. But it could be quite many French people that will cross over to Spain for some reason. On the Canary Island, I see during a period of time, could be that some airports are going to be closed, that no tourist will arrive. And also some kind of cleaning operation. There have been some volcanic activity on the Canary Islands, and they are a volcanic island. And still many places the ground is very, very hot due to volcanic activity. Let's see where it is. Could be some place outside Fuerteventura, Lanzarote. Could be some volcano that comes alive. But I don't see it very explosive, and I don't see it destroying people's lives and homes. Could be more under the water, outside the land area. In the future, I see there will be different kind of prices for housing in the Canary Island. Could be the house price is going to be regulated. It will not be so extremely expensive to live there or buy a property. On Ibiza, outside Ibiza, they're gonna stop a big trafficking ring. And somehow that ring have been involved in a lot of evil stuff going on around the Mediterranean countries. There will be some kind of sabotage attempt on Spain, and since Spain love their olive oil, and I see olive oil bottles contaminated with some chemicals that could make people sick, and that is by purpose to sabotage something for Spain, but it will be quickly discovered and cleaned out. Some kind of miracles gonna be noticed by people on this pilgrim route to Santiago de Compostela. It's a big pilgrim route. People go by foot, and along that route, some miracles gonna happen, and that will be quite astonishing and talked about. The news everywhere. In the future, Galicia, those regions that don't speak Spanish, they're gonna be cut off from the main government. So in the future, they're gonna rule themselves more. Some good negotiation with the rest of Spain, yes, but they will be their own state or their own government. Symbolically, I see a border, yeah, and a new flag for that region. A big gold treasure will be found outside Madrid, about 150 kilometers outside Madrid. And it's an old treasure. Very, very old. I also see in the future some new rules regarding schools and education and the care of children. Those rules will be beneficial for families with children. Could be that the books are for free, free school lunches. If you have sick if you have sick children, one of the parents can stay at home with full salary. Many, many ways to make life easier for the children and also for the parents to those children. Some kind of help with living situation. So there will be a big effort to help the children or the younger generation to flourish. And make it easier for couples to start family. As many of you know, Spain was involved with a lot of horrible things in South America when the indigenous people there, killing them, spreading diseases, robbing them of gold. So a lot of the Spanish fortune was built of a lot of suffering. Some of those gold treasures that will be found are old Inca or Aztec gold treasure that has not been melted down. And it could be that the South American indigenous people would like that treasure back to their home country. So Spain will have to, in the future, when this is discovered, give back a lot of those treasure to different countries in South America, since they are national treasures, culture treasures, historical treasures. So they will have to give them back. In the northern region, let's see, Logrona, Vitoria, Gasteiz, Pamplona, over there, I see that could be very, very strange weather. A lot of rain, hail, storms, winds, some really, really crazy weather. And that is not normal weather, no. And around the coast, northern coast, the coast that goes further up to France, when that storm or that weather begins, I see big waves, and those waves will put some strange things on the shores, on the beaches. Something will go up on the beaches from the sea bottom, and be placed on the shores. And it will be a very, very strange thing that this storm will produce. Could be somewhere next year. I don't know if it's government or something else is holding in this, but definitely a big cry out for more organic agriculture in all kinds of way. How you take care of the animals and the fruits, the vegetables, everything. And I see a lot of ban signs on chemicals like pesticides and artificial fertilizers and things like that. So more and more people will wake up for an organic way to cultivate the earth and to breed animals. In the future, Spain will not have the euro. They will go back to the old currency, peseta, or something similar to peseta. It could be a different name, but it sounds a little bit like that. The euro will not be in Spain anymore. And people will welcome that. During a very short period of time, it could be a couple of weeks, no tourists are allowed to enter anywhere in Spain. So total closed borders. And then it opens up, and then it opens up again. I see total isolation, and then the tourism and everything can start again. Yeah. Well, that was what I could see in my crystal ball. Let's continue to the cards and see if we can get some additional information about Spain. First, I need to shuffle a little bit. A lot of doctors in Spain that have been against this for a long period of time, and they have been, not treated so well. And the situation for those doctors or those medical staff gonna change a lot, and they're gonna be treated like heroes in the future in Spain. These cards are cards from the major arcana in the tarot deck, and the major arcana are the major cards like the sun, the moon, the hangman, the devil, the tower, and so on. So I'm gonna take one of these today. And the gypsy card also, I forgot that one. And some dice. Let's see what we have. And the cards, they look like this. In the tarot cards, we have Knight of Swords, 7 of Cups, 6 of Cups, King of Wands, and 9 of Coins. On the Oracle cards, we have White Buffalo, Peace Offering, 4-leaf clover, the Empress. On the Gypsy card, we have Desire. On the dice, we have a fire that is burning, travel, and full. Regarding the bullfighting, in the future it will be totally forbidden, and it will not be allowed anywhere. No bulls running down the streets, nor bullfighting in the arenas. Totally forbidden. Doesn't matter how much culture it's behind. Sometimes some aspects of culture are, when it's not good or healthy for man or animal, then it will be changed, and so it will be also with the bullfighting. Totally forbidden. The Spanish people have been lied to, as a lot of people around the world. And when those lies will be revealed, since they will be revealed, a big fire will start in the souls and hearts of the Spanish people. And there will be a lot of manifestation, a lot of angry voices. And that is normal, quite normal, when you have been lied to from people that are supposed to be there and take care of you, and then done so much bad things and lied in your face. Of course people gonna get mad. But it will be calmed down. We also have the peace offering, so even if it will be very loud, the peace will come back to Spain. And when those fires are burning, or when things are very hot, you can call it, travel will be banned to Spain. In the future, a lot of effort, a lot of work will be put into make the country prosper, be fruitful, be beautiful. We have the Empress here. So a new kind of Spain will be born. A Spain who really is full of beauty in all aspects. On the land, with animals, everywhere. And also, especially for the children, for pregnancy, for this kind of things. A lot of funds, a lot of help will be given for families with children. Yeah, that was what I could see in the cards. Now I'm gonna take some last cards for Spain. If there are some more words to be said in this reading. Let's see. Some last words for Spain. Oh yeah, I think it will be in Gran Canaria. In some places in Gran Canaria, people still live in caves. They have like modern apartments inside a cave. And around those areas, when the original Canary people, they lived in caves. They're gonna find some very, very interesting things in the ground, in the mountain ground, that will shock people, really. And it's could be some kind of extraterrestrial findings, proof, some technologies, some kind of artifacts that cannot be explained. And it will be very, very interesting when that comes out. Yeah. And it will really shake people's perception of history and what is right and what is wrong and where we stand on those timelines. Some last words for Spain. Here I want to take an extra major arcana card and 2 dice. Let's see. We have the Magician, 9 of Swords, Page of Coins, 10 of Swords, and 7 of Cups. And we have the Sun here, Bicycle, and Dilemma. Yeah. And this, we come back again, some big lies that the Spanish people have been victim of. They have been like hypnotized. The magician have, like put a spell on the people. And when that lie comes out, people gonna be quite disappointed and angry. And they will face like a dilemma. Who can we trust? Should we not trust? And yeah, very, very strange thing. And this so-called magician, or that evil force that have blinded the people to believe so much lies, will not be able to continue to do that over the Spanish people. The light, we have the sun, the truth, the light, will shine through, so people will be able to recognize who is their enemy and who is not. And in the future will also be new ways of transportation. Yeah. I have the bicycle here, but it doesn't mean it has to be a bicycle. I see new ways of transportation that could be very healthy and good for the nature and the people to transport in that way. But it's not a bicycle, it's something else. Well, that was what I could see for today's highlight, Spain. And to all of you wonderful, warm-hearted and passionate Spanish people, I wish you all the best. Stay strong, be proud of your roots, your culture, your beautiful country. There are some very tough times coming ahead, but sometimes you have to pull out a rotten tooth so it will not infect the whole body. And it's something like that. And then you can heal and live on much happier and much stronger. And to all of you wonderful viewers, thank you so much for watching. And I wish you all the best out there. We should be quite awake, question everything. Things many times are not what they look like. And don't rush in emotionally in left, right, up and down. better to stay still, observe, and make conclusion. Not in the heat of emotions, but when you are still. And things are gonna speed up soon. We're gonna see a lot of changes all around the world. So we have to prepare a little bit and stay calm and help each other and stay strong. Don't lose hope. Remember, what you think of, you create what your heart is full of, you invite into your home. So monitor your thoughts and your feelings. What's more, and if you have liked what you have seen and heard today, please don't forget to press like button, share button, and subscription button. And I want to thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we're gonna see each other soon again. Bye bye.